please welcome the wickedly talented one and only Adele Dazim.
Live from Sophia's front yard, it's 6 Feet Apart with Josh Grossi.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to 6 Feet Apart. I'm Josh Grossi. Today I'm here to talk to SK seniors Iona Buffum and Sarah Sorleen. We're here on a very chilly, windy Earth Day afternoon. So I guess we'll get into it. Start with some good news for the week. As animal adoptions increase all across the country, this shelter in Palm Springs, Florida has been entirely emptied. On April 14th, the Friends of Palm Beach County Animal Shelter posted a video on their Facebook of an entirely empty kennel. The shelter now only holds 32 dogs, 2 cats, 2 horses, and a rooster, as they aim to clear out their last 2 kennels in the next few weeks or months.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Cool. That's really cool.
That is some good news.
Best news I've heard all week.
So, what have you guys been up to since quarantine began? I wonder.
Well,
Well, we've been trying really hard to keep our circle really small, and just me and Iona have hung out every day since quarantine has started, except for one day, I think.
that was worst day of quarantine for me.
Yeah, and wait.
Well, we're not hanging out with anyone else.
Yeah.
It's just me and Sarah, and so our circle's pretty small. Sometimes Willa, but not usually. Recently, but
We've been going for drives and going for nature walks, and me and Iona started working out together.
and we redid my room.
Redid her entire room.
That was pretty cool.
Whoa! Sorry.
And what else have we been doing? I found my rainbow loom kit in the basement. So I've been making tons of rainbow loom bracelets. If anyone wants one, let me know. Yeah. Spending some time outside. It's been pretty nice out.
Yeah, it has been.
Except yesterday when it rained.
Yeah, it's actually been raining a lot.
Yeah.
It's been raining quite a bit.
Joke. These pieces of hair keep going down my throat.
Now moving on to the topic of virtual learning. Wondering if you guys have any specific thoughts or opinions on this, because I know that me and Sarah both have parents that are teachers, so we kind of get the behind the scene look at everything, seeing how hard our parents have worked, and also kind of how they feel about the situation as well. So I was wondering what you guys thought.
Yeah, definitely. Having my mom as a teacher shows me like a whole different perspective on the virtual learning thing, and just makes me appreciate so much more what our teachers are doing, because I don't know, I feel like a lot of kids don't really know how hard they actually have to work, but I see it all the time, and it just makes me appreciate my teachers so much more and everything they're doing to keeping us learning, keep us learning.
I think it's pretty fun too. I mean, a lot of the work is pretty generally easy compared to how it was before we went online. I just think it can be kind of a struggle sometimes keeping up with everything. I've been letting some assignments pile up, but
it's very easy to turn your laptop on in the morning and then fall back asleep while you're still in class.
I don't know if this has been happening to anyone else. I know it's been happening to you, but quite a lot of times
when you wake up in the Zoom,
you wake up on the Zoom and you're the only one there, and your teacher's like, "Hello, Iona, are you still there?" And I have to be like, "Oh, sorry, my computer died."
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, I've done that a few times.
Yeah.
But
So, Iona also, I think, has a relatively unique perspective on the situation. Being an only child, have you noticed a difference being an only child since you have been going out with Sarah a bit? Or
I think that Sarah is the only thing keeping me sane in this situation, because if I was at home constantly with just my parents, it'd be pretty tough. I mean, I feel like I kind of missed out on some of the family experiences. Like, I don't really have anyone to play Monopoly with or argue with, but
the other day when I texted you and I was like, "Oh, me and my family are just playing Monopoly," and you were like, "Wish I had someone to play Monopoly with."
But I've kind of just forced an adoption into Sarah's family, so
we've taken her under our wing because I don't know what I would do if I was stuck at home with my mom and dad.
like, I get to yell at her little brother, and I feel like I have siblings, and it's pretty fun, but yeah.
nice. Moving on to our next subject, basketball. I know that basketball was very close to finishing up and got cut short, just because we talked to Ezra and Huff last week about lacrosse and hockey, and just wanted to know if you had anything to say about missing out on the end.
Well, the thing about basketball, I feel as though it doesn't hurt me as much as like the boys hockey team and everything. And well, for a couple reasons. Can I talk about my reasons?
Yes, you
Okay.
certainly can talk about your reasons.
All right. I think I have 4 reasons. All right. So, first reason is because basketball is a long season. It goes from November until the end of March. So, it's a long season. So, losing those last 2 weeks, like, I kind of was like, okay, thank you. No more practice, no more games. Perfect. Awesome. And also, we had already won the division championships against LaSalle, which was like the big game. That was like the big thing that we were reaching for. So I feel like, I don't know, after we got that, it was just kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
now it's time to do the open tournament. And then, anyway, we ended up getting recognized as state champions anyway. So we didn't even have to play, and we did it anyway. Like, what, you know?
Yeah.
And I think also, final reason is because although I was a senior captain, I didn't play much. I didn't really get in the games. So when you're not that invested in the sport, it just doesn't hit as hard, you know? I was sad
if it was
at
soccer,
that.
though. Imagine if it was
Right.
soccer.
I was sad that it was like I played my last basketball game and I didn't even know it. And I played my last sport with Hayden and Faith and Sydney and like all the younger girls and whatever. But, you know, I don't really care.
I love it.
I felt the same about swim.
Yeah.
So,
You were probably so happy.
yeah, I was.
Jimmy was so happy too.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, I'm like more than grateful for this. Like, yeah.
So now,
One day.
a special segment I'd like to get into, specifically about entertainment to get you through this quarantine. I have been watching a lot of TV, and I know that one of my guests here loves to leech off of my Disney Plus account to watch things. So I want to start off talking to Iona about her favorite recommendations on Disney Plus to get through quarantine.
See, the thing is I'll go into the app and you can see I will just watch like 6 movies in a row. And then I'll try and delete the app for like a week so I don't have to do that. But Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, sometimes I'll log on and see that someone has watched all 5 Pirates of the Caribbean movies in a row.
Turn. Revenge.
So close. Come on.
Rebuttal.
Nope. One more try.
Reestablishment. It's Return, isn't it?
No.
Rise.
No. Starts with an R.
Rave.
No.
Rage.
No.
Right,
Josh, do you know this movie?
What?
Blank the Titans.
Remember the Titans?
Oh, man. I was saying Revenge.
Revenge of the Titans?
That's on Disney Plus, isn't it?
Rise of the Titans.
Wrath of the Titans.
I was saying, like, what did I say? Reestablishment? No, that was the good movie we watched. And we watched Shawshank Redemption.
Uh-huh.
Best movie ever.
Wait. Can I step in here?
Yes.
I have shown Iona like 6 or 7 life-changing movies that are critical to your...
They're just critical to
They're
watch.
critical to watch. And Iona had never seen any... Who hasn't seen Shawshank Redemption?
I haven't seen Shawshank.
Oh my God.
It's actually a very,
Have you seen
very
The Blind
well-done
Side?
movie.
I have seen The Blind Side.
Iona hasn't seen The Blind Side.
Catch Me If You Can. That one was so good.
Yeah, it was
Leonardo
good.
DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Love of my life. But what other ones did we watch that were wicked good? Do you have the list?
Yes.
She wrote a list in her notes of all the
Okay.
movies I had to watch.
Of all the
We've
life-changing
been
movies that you
slowly.
had. We
getting
didn't.
through.
All right. So we watched Remember the Titans,
Mhm.
The Blind Side,
Mhm.
Shawshank Redemption, and wait, those are the only life-changing ones that we watched. But we have to still watch The Pursuit of Happiness, which Iona has never
I've
seen.
never
Seen that one.
seen that.
Have you seen Green Mile?
No, I haven't.
My
So
mom was hyping
we've
that
still
one.
got quite a few to go through, but
We've got some time. All we got is
Nothing but
time.
So any specific recommendations to check out on Disney Plus?
Disney Plus.
if Remember the Titans was on there, definitely Remember the Titans.
It is
I
on.
ca-
I'm pretty sure
It is, yeah. Then
No, but
Remember
there
the
was something
Titans.
else I watched on Disney Plus that was just so good.
The Game Plan?
The Game Plan. That was not as good as I wanted it to be.
That
we did
movie
watch that.
sucked.
That movie sucked.
The movie sucks.
That guy, what's his name?
The Rock?
The Rock.
The
I
most
think
famous,
he's so
movie star.
overrated. I'm not gonna lie. The only movie I really appreciate him in is The Tooth Fairy. Other than that, it's tough.
He just has like such a feminine role in every single movie.
I know. He's
you're
like this big guy. Like in Baywatch, I'm just
yeah.
next.
You've given one Disney Plus
I
recommendation.
really need to think about this.
So all of the Pirates movies?
Every single Pirates of the Caribbean movie is so good. I could watch them over and over and over and over. I think. I watched like Aladdin, and I watched Sleeping Beauty, Snow White. I'm just a sucker for princess movies and like fairy magic movies. So.
All right, so I have a few Disney Plus recommendations to
Okay,
check
yours
out.
are going to be way cooler than mine.
So, I think this one's for anyone. Anyone can watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Gravity Falls is probably one of the best cartoons that I've ever seen. It's a great Disney TV show. It's a lot like Rick and Morty. Within these other two, I don't know. You probably, if you're not interested, then I don't recommend watching it. So, just The Mandalorian, which is
Oh, I've seen
an
you watching
okay
that.
Star Wars TV show, and then the Clone Wars, Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
You wanna know-
That is a Star Wars cartoon that that I have recently watched all of, and they recently came out with season 7, and I watched the newest episode.
Season 7?
Yeah,
How many episodes per season?
like 20,
How long are the episodes?
like 20 minutes.
Oh, that's okay.
But they just started their final story arc, and I watched the first episode of it the other day with my dad, and it was very emotional, I'll tell you. This cartoon really got some emotion out of me.
Did you cry?
Very cinematic. I almost cried, but not quite.
I cried at Bambi. Did you guys cry
Oh,
at
that's
that
true.
movie?
No, I cried at Coco, actually.
Oh. That's a good one. I have 2 things to say. First of all, I've never seen Star Wars.
I know that.
Ever. I don't know if
You've never
it's
seen
too.
what?
I don't know if it's too late.
But
So I've never seen Star Wars.
oh, it's never too late to start Star Wars.
But I feel like this was something I needed to appreciate in my childhood, and now I'm like, I feel like I wouldn't like it.
I was like, I think I was 13 when I watched my first Star Wars movie, and then after that I watched like everything that had to do with Star Wars ever, and I don't know, 13 is not that. I think you could do it. You could do it
maybe
for
I'll
sure.
try.
Would you guys like to hear any other TV recommendations on other platforms? Okay. So,
We'll give you ours. You give us some, and we'll.
yeah, more people have Netflix. So, my all-time favorite TV show, I'm wearing a shirt from it right now, is Mad Men.
Never seen it.
It's a great TV show. It's about an ad company set in the 60s. It's probably the best TV I've ever seen. Starring John Hamm and Elizabeth Moss. It's great.
Ooh.
Really recommend that.
Isn't Elizabeth Moss in the Titanic?
No, that's a different one.
It's a different Elizabeth.
That's
Moss.
yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
My next one, I'd say probably my second favorite TV show ever is Breaking Bad. That's a lot more action-packed than Mad Men. It is very fast-paced. I would recommend that one. Probably, it's probably a better recommendation than Mad Men, just because it gets started very quickly and it doesn't really ever stop till the end. Have you guys seen Breaking Bad?
No, it's been on my list for like 2 years now,
Yeah.
but I've never just.
I've seen bits and pieces.
And then the spin-off to Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, starring Bob Odenkirk. They just finished their 5th season the other night, and I watched it live while I was texting Sam Craven and Joe Calvino the entire time, because they're also big fans, sharing theories and commenting on what might
Something we
happen
would
after
do.
the commercial
That's
break.
something we would do.
So all 3 of those are very good shows. Then I have 4 comedies here. The Good Place is very good,
I've seen that.
I watched that.
and then
Didn't
a few
watch that one.
of these are just gonna be like, if you haven't seen them, you probably don't want to, like The Office. I know Iona hasn't seen
Iona
The Office.
hasn't
No,
seen-
no.
I've seen The Office like 5 times.
I've seen The Office, I think at least, I want to say like 6 or 7 times through.
yeah,
Do you watch Parks and
I
Rec
don't
too?
watch
that's
anything
the
else.
next one on my list is Parks and Rec.
This is.
I've seen Parks and Rec like 3 times through.
You don't
too.
understand how infuriating it is for me when, because I've never been a huge The Office fan, but I like watch it with my friends. But it is all she wants to watch. Parks and Rec or The Office.
Every day.
Because they're wicked good. They're very good shows.
Yeah, but I don't know.
No, dude, but when we watch them, like,
I
I'll
laugh.
sit there and I'll be like, did you hear that? And you're like, yeah, that was funny. But I don't know. It's when you know the characters, it's like,
Yeah.
did you hear him just say that? Like,
No,
that's
I
hilarious.
I think I just need to watch it on my own.
Yeah.
I tried.
It's hard to get started, though.
Yeah,
Even,
yeah,
like, when
the
I'm
first
rewatching it, I'm like, okay, first season, bye. Second season,
Yeah, definitely Parks and
Yeah.
Rec. The first season of that isn't very good. I don't
The
think.
first season of Parks and Rec is so slow.
Yeah.
It just reminds me of like a I don't know. Did you ever watch like How I Met Your Mother?
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like that at all.
It is
No,
though.
it's
It's
so
like there's
different.
not like I don't know. I should probably start watching it.
Yeah.
You always
Do
have
it.
jokes and stuff that I don't get because I don't watch it.
Did you guys have anything to check out on Netflix before we move on?
On Netflix?
Yeah.
Josh, have you ever seen Arrested Development?
No.
That one's funny. It's kind of hard to get into, but it's funny. That 70s show
I've seen a few of that.
also can be really funny. Let's see.
Did you ever get into the 100?
No.
I really like sci-fi, supernatural
I hated
shows.
the 100.
I just
Boring.
see. I think like. Did you say boring?
Yeah.
See, I think like The Office is boring.
I
but
know. Didn't you say you thought Shameless was boring?
No, I loved Shameless.
Oh, yeah.
I watched all of Shameless.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Failure to Launch? It's
No.
really funny. It's really funny.
Oh no.
You've seen that, right, Sarah?
I just clicked on Tiger King.
Oof.
Hold on.
I didn't get around to watching that.
You didn't?
No. I heard so much about it that I was like, what's the point?
Yeah, me
that's
too.
why
I didn't even see it.
That's why I hate...
What?
I honestly hate when shows or movies go viral, because then I read all the tweets about them and I watch all the videos, and then I don't even care.
I
Yeah.
feel like that's
I feel like I've
like
already seen
I never ever would have watched Tiger King. Like I literally would have no interest in it, but I was like, what is all the hype about it, you know?
I see the hype and I'm like put off. I'm like, okay, don't need to see it. Everyone else has.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I get it.
Alright.
I know you've seen Grey's Anatomy like 3 times
Oh
through.
my God. I
I'm
was
going through it again
obsessed.
right now. I don't know. You kind of have to have a stomach for it though.
No, you definitely do.
Like when I first watched it, I remember I like couldn't sleep for like 2 days, and it's not even about like horror or anything. It's just surgery, and I was like,
I used to be obsessed with like career shows. Like
Oh,
I don't know
almost like The Office or Parks and Rec?
No, no. Like I used to watch this show. Its title was very deceiving, but it was called Drop Dead Diva. But it's nothing to do with that. It's about this like, it's about a lawyer. It's basically just her in court. But it made me want to be a lawyer. And then I watched Grey's Anatomy and I wanted to be a doctor. And then I watched this show called, oh my gosh, this one's really good. I recommend it. It's about the Secretary of State.
Madam Secretary?
Madam Secretary. So good. I just like shows that are like people doing their daily career stuff. So I don't know why I don't like The Office, but
Alright. So, moving on to HBO, which probably less people have, but I think have some of the best shows on television. I'll start with my maybe third favorite show. Game of Thrones is an all-time favorite. Kind of screws it up at the end of it. It's kind of a unsatisfying end, but I think like the first 6 seasons are pretty satisfying. They're pretty good. Very good character work, much like Mad Men. Next is a show I recently started watching and have caught up with, which I think is fine. It's Westworld. It's an okay show, I think. It's not particularly amazing. Watchmen is another great show that aired in the fall last year that me and Miss Kaleo had like a little club every Monday where we'd meet and talk to each other about it because it was such a good show.
that's so cute.
Very, very good TV show. I highly recommend it. It's very weird, and it's based on a comic book. It's like a sequel to the comic book, so it's kind of hard to... I'm sure it's enjoyable if you haven't read the comic, but it only helps if you have read it. Next is Barry, which is a comedy starring Bill Hader. Flight of the Conchords might be one of my favorite shows ever. Is about these 2 New Zealand musicians in New York. It's really funny. They have like a ton of albums too of music that they put out. It's really good. And then my last one, which I finished on Sunday night, which is actually, if I think about it a little bit more, it might move up the charts a little in terms of my favorite TV shows, is The Leftovers. It is seriously some of the best TV I've ever seen.
You keep telling me to watch that. I want to watch that.
So that's about it. I'm the creator of Lost.
yeah, I only downloaded HBO to see Game of
Me
Thrones.
too. And I want to find a show that I genuinely want to keep watching, and I'm not like I feel like every show I'd get bored of like halfway through a season.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start watching The Leftovers, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I recommend that one. I watched like all 3 seasons in like less than a week.
This show came out on Netflix called The Outer Banks.
Yeah.
It's really not good. It's actually terrible, which is really contradicting for me because I
Wait.
put it on my story.
What?
Oh yeah, you did.
You put it on your story.
That was weird.
We watched the first episode and she screenshot it and put it on her story.
No, so this is what happened. I was tracking the release of this show for like a week.
Why?
Because I was like, this is exactly what I need. Like, happy teenager show, you know, it's mystery. Like, I was like gonna be so excited about it. And then we watched the first episode and I was like, okay, great. I love all the characters. This is going good. And I put it on my story and a bunch of people texted me and were like, should I watch this? including Mark Leone, who I'm just going to expose him real quick. He watched the whole season before I got to the second episode. And he texted me. He was like, all right, so I'm done with it. Like, what do you think? And I was like, I'm not quite there yet. And then I got bored and I didn't finish it. And so I retract that recommendation.
Retract that Instagram story.
Yep.
What are you looking at?
I just heard a thud.
Anyway, for our last segment, I just wanted to ask you guys if you had any specific memories that stood out to you about the last 13 years being a part of the class of 2020.
I think that the last 3 months, or not 3 months, but the last couple events that we had planned would have really brought our class together.
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to watching Escapades and doing Assassin. We would have been so good at that.
Yeah. Assassin,
But
and then
I'm trying to think of
everything,
memories.
senior supper,
Class
senior
trip.
yeah, graduation.
That's a big one. I got.
Prom.
Oh God! What was that song? What was the song?
It was actually in
Circle of Life.
yeah, it was in it was either on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or Mad Men. I heard recently.
Can you think about what it was?
It was
Sing it.
the circle game. Round and round and round in the circle game. Remember that?
Oh, I did this. I taught everyone sign language. Me and Maggie did it.
For 4th grade promotion?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
It was a big day.
Wow.
Well, I'm trying to think of
Do you remember in Miss Hayes' class when the tree got struck by lightning?
Yeah, West Kingston. Remember when there were the bear in the back? And
bear?
Yeah. West Kingston was crazy. Good memories.
Good memories.
I thought when we went to DC that was pretty fun.
That was pretty
In 8th
fun.
grade.
That was so fun.
I thought it was pretty fun doing the dodgeball tournament this year. Because we did a girls team.
Oh, yeah.
And it was really funny watching Claire and Katie get pounded by.
What?
I was gonna say pounded by balls, but that just doesn't sound right. Yeah.
What else? I'm trying to think. Oh, well, we did hostage.
Oh, that
junior
was
year. That was so
Dude,
fun.
the best part.
That was fun.
The best part of hostage, of senior scav, of all of those was literally the parking lots.
Yeah,
you would
when we
all
were
meet
all
up at.
together and everyone was just running around saying hi to
Screaming.
everyone else.
It was
That
so
was
fun.
so funny.
Do you remember in hostage actually, Sarah, when we hid you and you guys were gone for the last one's still gone, and I was I remember texting you because I was I didn't want to leave and then be responsible for 3
Where did
kids
you
just
drop
going
us?
missing.
Oh, it
was
was me, Miles, and Cooper. We were in
Cooper.
Green Hill.
God.
We brought you to Caden Gerton's house.
Yes. Oh
was
my
such a
God,
weird
we
group.
went inside
We
and he
went-
fed us.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was so funny. No, that actually was so bad. Me, Miles, and Cooper. Something was seriously wrong with Cooper. I'm sorry, but he was not functioning, and I was like, "What is happening right now?" I was so confused. And Miles' phone died, and then Cooper's phone died, and I had 4%. I had no idea where we were. Then my phone died, and it took Owen and Cole literally 25 minutes to find us. So
That's funny.
I mean, it worked out, but yeah, you would have been totally responsible for me
students.
being stranded
I was so
near
mad.
Caden Gerton's
My
house.
team won the second time, but no one cared.
Well, did you actually know that only one person won both hostage and senior scav?
Who?
Me.
You're the only one?
Only one.
Wow.
Only one in 2020.
Only one in 2020.
That's amazing.
Amazing. Kind of legendary.
You should get an award for that.
Or kind of impressive, I found.
Because those are really two of the only big it's junior year Halloween you do hostage, or senior year Halloween you do senior scav. Those are 2 big giant things.
Yeah.
You should be Halloween king or something.
Halloween King.
Halloween King. That's big. Our team did so bad in
For what?
senior scav.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys ever hit anyone as you punched someone as a freshman? I punched someone as a sophomore. Oh no,
I was
you
a
were a
sophomore.
sophomore. You punched Christian? I punched Ian Kylie in the face.
Wow.
Wow.
Very cool.
We have a pretty well-rounded class, though.
I'd say. Some scholars.
We have
Definitely some
ton of
scholars. I think we have the smartest class.
It was also weird. We had like the most kids who did like dual enrollment at like CCRI and like URI this year. We had like 6, right?
Oh, yeah.
We had a lot.
And we were like, I don't know. That's
Pilot for senior project. I feel like we always tested things out, our class.
I don't know.
So I hope
I feel like our class is always like the lab rats, or like always the one who get like just the short end of the stick. Like even at the beginning of the year with Triple E.
Oh
yeah.
Like the whole like football season, soccer season, whatever sports were going on, those were all messed up. And then I don't even know.
Mr. Madison told me yesterday, it made me really sad. He said that he's told our whole class, he said, if I was in your shoes, I would defer for a year.
That's what he told me too.
Because he said that you don't want to be paying these high fees.
I was kind of interested in the deferment though.
Think about how much think about how much time you would have and then how much
We could work.
like
we
just
could
to like
make money.
recoup, like I don't even know. This has become a therapy session.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm kind of liking it.
Yeah, I know.
Like I
needed to talk about.
I have family that lives in England. I have family that lives in Italy,
Come
France,
through, England.
and Australia. So I feel like I could just do like a world tour of just living with them, going to cool
my
places.
God.
That would be crazy.
I literally told my mom yesterday that I was just not gonna go to college and go and live with my like one of our family friends in Hawaii. She was like, okay. And I was like, what? Like, why wouldn't I then, you know?
Yeah.
Go and live in Hawaii?
Hawaii.
And work and see new things? Like, come on.
All right.
So that's about it for today's episode. It is-
Today's
longest
movie.
Before we go, there is a testing facility behind the Ryan Center, and I don't know if you'd want to go to it to get tested. I just put it in here for
That's what that means.
feel like I should, but I haven't seen anyone
Corona.
there every time I drive by it. So I mean, check it out if you think you're ill. Stay positive is another note I have on my card. So it's kind of sucky right now, especially for seniors to be staying at home and stuff. So stay positive. It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
And if you are interested in coming on the show, just, I don't know, like DM me or something.
Give him a
And
shout.
Reach
Gotta
out.
plug your Instagram.
Josh Grossi is my Instagram. See you next time.
Thanks for having us, Josh.
Thank you.
Thank you.